Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Let's get started. But first of all, let's do a recap of what we did yesterday, just like a post analysis. Okay, first of all, this trade performed beautifully, gave us the 1 hour. You see why most times I always advise not touching the setup, as in when you have placed the trade. I was actually concerned about these zones. Once price tapped here, there was a quick push up. It came back and even failed to close convincingly on it. It only gave a tap, then rejected, then failed to even come closer to the zone. Each moment it tried to come closer, it was making a higher high and a higher low, indicating a minor change or a change in trend on a minor strength. Okay, then for yesterday, this trade played beautifully. Okay, it dipped, came for retrace. In fact, just watch the video for yesterday exactly as it was forecasted. It dipped, came for retracement, then voila, kaboom, it dropped. Okay, then looking at it in hindsight, I was like, perhaps I would have gotten a sell around here with a tighter stop loss here. You know, we always try to get 1% better every day. Okay, yeah, most people might strive for 50% better, but 1% better in 100 days makes you a completely changed person, right? Okay, so look at still, like, if I enter here for a sell, which would correspond with what time? This will be, yeah, this is pre-London open. Enter my sell here, my stop loss here, then my TP would have been somewhere around here. Let's do it this way so that I can have a clear picture of what I'm saying. Okay, something of this nature. Let's go for 1 hour first, see where it takes us. Here, but now this is the concern. This is why I didn't take the sell. As looking at it in hindsight, I was like, okay, would I have taken a sell here to come down? But looking at it in hindsight, this is the zone I was careful of. If you watch the video for yesterday, you understand. This is the zone I didn't want to sell above this zone, neither did I want to buy within this zone. So this was an area to just, I don't want to buy within this zone, I want to buy above, just like that was for yesterday. I want to buy above, then I want to sell below, which was what I did. I know most of you will be like, hey, but your stop loss is wide. Let's look at it this way. Yeah, the stop loss is wide, but you're certain of not hitting stop loss. And don't forget, you're trading just 1% of your total capital. I'm a strong advocate of using 1%. Okay, you are certain, like, look at this, kaboom. Let's just say yes, day for yesterday and yesterday, 1%, 2%. Imagine every day you're making 1% of your capital. I know, actually I make more than that every day. You understand? But I would not want to give you what I consider superimposition of trades, whereby as this one is playing, like what I did here. Those of you who follow me on Telegram, I entered a trade here, 1%. I knew from experience that this would give me quick 1%, which if you look closely, you would notice something. Let me expand it. Look at this. This position here, which is 1R, was a quick 1% again, which as you can see, I entered here, stop loss here, it gave me 1%. So 1% plus 1%, but this didn't give me 1% that day. This position didn't give me 1% that day. This gave me my 1%. This tiny setup here gave me my 1%. Then I took something when I noticed that price dropped, rejected, tried to close below, and I was like, nah, let me take something out of the table. Okay, but holding the trade without touching it, this is confirmed 1%. For this particular one, this just gave 1%. So it depends on your capital. If you're managing a huge capital, these setups are very, very good for you. If you're managing a small capital, well, as my mentor will say, it's better to conserve first before thinking of adding. Rich people get richer by conserving then adding, not hastily trying to add without having a conservation plan or a conserving plan. Okay, without much ado, yesterday played out very fine. Like I said, I was in hindsight, I was looking at what if I took a sell here, but this zone, I have done something like this and price, yes, dipped, but because I was still within a kind of minor buyer's territory, price went up to retest the high before eventually collapsing. Most situations it could retest the high and with new money it can flip bullish. So I didn't want to get stuck between one rock and an equally strong rock as well. Okay, that is why if you check, as soon as price came below this support, this zone, it was a clean dump. It just kept dipping. Came for retracement, then even dipped to give us a 1 hour. So, like I always say, patience pays. Okay? In everything, just apply some patience. Yeah, I know this is not the conventional spelling, but you get what I mean. If you're not an English speaker, well, patience is not actually spelled like this, but my emphasis is on this. Pay. Okay, so let's look at it for today. I'm not really a fan of Asian session, but if I were awake, I would have joined this rally. Okay, but man's got to rest. Nobody's a robot. Okay, speaking of resting, what I see here right now is I would prefer to see some retracement, some kind of retracement, then okay, price to go up or some deeper retracement, okay, then again go up. So this will be considered as Z1, scenario 1, also scenario 1, but this is scenario 1A, this is scenario 1B, okay, or a break above here for just continuous rally to the upside. So this will be scenario 2, okay, scenario 2, a break above this high. However, let me do something. Let me do something. Okay, here, a break above this here, a stop loss below the structure for price to at least fill this week or give us 1 hour first. Okay, but if it doesn't break above, then we anticipate scenario 1A or scenario 1B. Another situation that no, I believe this should continue going upwards. This was the zone I was skeptical about. Now we're out of the zone, and I'll be looking forward to more bullish momentum. Okay, with that being said, let us look at gold. Okay, for gold, just as anticipated, price dipped to the tip, just tap before reversing. Then, like I said yesterday, if we want to take a buy here, I can't categorically know how wide the stop loss will be. But if looking at it in hindsight, definitely I would have put my stop loss here. So the 1 hour I got here, perhaps I would have paid it back with this position that was going in the direction of our buyers. But on the other hand, if you remember very clearly, I was like very skeptical about taking any buys below this white horizontal line. Taking buys below this white horizontal line, like safer buys should be above it. And yeah, you just got to follow your hunch. And for looking at it, doing my post analysis, 1 hour played out. But one thing about gold, which let me just give you one very privileged information. Gold doesn't tend to respect market structure. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Okay, it doesn't tend to respect market structure all the time. In fact, let me rephrase it to all the time. If you were trading like this, if you were that kind of trend line trader, right now you'll be looking for, okay, it's broken out, let's wait for retest for it to go up back. Okay, if you're like you want to buy on the break of the high, the same scenario like what happened yesterday. So my 1 hour that was immersed here was certainly paid back with this position because my stop loss would have been here. Okay, however, as soon as it's dipping below this point, it's an indication to go for sells, which is something of this nature. Sells here, stop loss above, and certainly we're going to get a 1 hour. Voila. So for gold yesterday, got first 1 hour, gave it back. However, I don't like just placing positions as if I'm gambling. Okay? GJ gave me confirmed 1 hour. Gold was playing ping pong. Okay? Come down, show us it wants to dip, go up, show us it wants to rally. But taking a buy here, first of all, would have been against the hunch I had, which was stay out of any buy below this mark. Okay, below this particular area, this mark here, just stay off buys. Only look for buys above. So if I had taken my buy here on the break of this bullish candle or on the break of this high, but the question then is going to be, where will I place my stop loss? Certainly stop loss should be somewhere around here, but that will make it immensely large. So on one side, looking at it in hindsight, there was clean traffic here as the forecast, based on the forecast. it mirrored the clean traffic, dipped a little lower. So what I was looking at based on the forecast we gave yesterday, sales will be below here, price did not bearishly breach it, buys will be above this mark, it rallied but dumped, okay? So stick to the strategy to the teeth. Um, so what I'm yesterday played out beautifully. The only thing was that if this buy was not taken, based on but you got to watch the video for yesterday. The those of you who were not here on the live forecast session, if you watch the video for yesterday, you would notice that I was of the opinion that man's got to stay out of any buy below this point. Safe buys will come above this point, and just as anticipated, when price tried to go up, it was smacked down. But I was still in the bias of buys unless we go below this point or certainly below this zone. And as you can see, price failed to break and close below it. So that's for post analysis for yesterday. Let's look at what we got for today. For today, what I'm looking at is quite simple. Okay, today what I'm looking at, certainly I'm going for buys. Okay, certainly I'm going for buys. If there is going to be any reason to go for any other kind of bias, I think it would be safer to look for sales below. Let me take this out. It's done its job. This as well. Okay, look for sales below this and buys. Well, I wouldn't want to take buys below this, so I think safe buys will be here with stop loss here. Okay, on the other hand, sales, to take sales below here, I don't know how deep this is gonna go. Let's assume this is the high, then we'll first of all secure the 1% here. So this is what I'm looking at. Price will do what it wants to do. Buys. So this is scenario 1. Okay. Or if it breaches this low, sells. So this will be scenario 2. So on gold, this is what I'm looking at. Okay. The Based on post analysis, this played out fine. I was just looking at like, damn, this is a kind of example of counter trend, and this played out even beautifully. Mirror this clean traffic to the left. If you don't understand what I mean by clean traffic, please go and watch the video for yesterday. I don't want to go into details repeating what I said yesterday. I believe a good soup doesn't require much advertisement. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Looking out for buy above here. This is our gray zone. Sell below this point. That means I should collapse this or move it this way. Okay, so I've seen what I could have done differently if yesterday were to repeat itself, and now this is what I'm looking out for today. So let's see how it plays out. Okay, good. Okay, with that being said, let's look at Bitcoin. for my Bitcoin peeps. Okay, Bitcoin has been acting crazy. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Bitcoin has been really acting crazy. Yep. What was my plan for Bitcoin yesterday? Yeah, for Bitcoin, I was looking for buys above this gray line, this gray zone rather. But as you can see, buys failed to play out. Yeah, it was giving me that vibe that buyers want to come. But one thing about Bitcoin has not really started acting like a conventional currency. Okay, it has not really started acting like a conventional currency because it could be influenced by so many things, especially someone with deeper pocket can influence Bitcoin or crypto. But the conventional currency has a way of announcing itself before the influence. Like I know it will be priced in, like when we talked about the FOMC interest rate and what have you, it will be priced in. People based on anticipation, people will start pricing in what they want or anticipate to get, but you get the vibe before the actual. You just like sell the rumor, buy the fact, something like that. This was where, if I wanted to take sales, this was where I would have taken my sales. But I don't like buying trouble for myself. Nobody goes to market and say, hey, give me one lap of trouble. Taking sales here, it could dip, give me my one arrow, but history has shown that taking sales in a buyer's territory could do something crazy. So I was looking for buys, not here, but above here to go up. Potential sales would have been taken here on the break of this low, giving me my one arrow. Then see if I can hold 20%. But I just decided to stay put on Bitcoin. So, but a better way of looking at it right now, in hindsight, would have been to take sales below here. And as you can see, there was a very massive drop. Kaboom. I need to find out exactly why this was influenced. Yeah, I'm sure you must be asking some questions like, hey, don't you check fundamentals? Well, all of that was done. What I'm giving to you is I'm trying to make it look like just technicals, but I'm infusing a lot of parameters before telling you, okay, I'm looking for buys or I'm looking for sales. Just like the interest rate for pound yesterday, you see how it made, okay, I'll come back to that. Just keep that thought hanging. Let's finish. Oh, I know. No one likes holding the anticipation. They just hold it for a moment, okay? So what I'm looking for now is this. Um, Sales could come below here, okay? Below this point to go down. Well, let me do this. Let me do this. Um, Let me do this weekly. Okay. Whoa. Damn. Bitcoin has been dripping blood. So much blood. This is humans actually feeling the blood. I was just thinking of something that what if when Bitcoin, like if any, like for crypto, the candle is red when it's dropping and human blood is red. Most people will be crying, oh no, I'm losing my capital. Look at it. But alien blood is considered not red. Any other color but red, you will see something like blue or green. So when humans are actually making money, aliens are the ones crying. When Aliens are making money, humans are the ones crying, which is why you see blood like this. And that idea that aliens, their blood don't actually drop, it kind of evaporates. So just keep that on the back of your mind whenever you're trading cryptocurrency. Now, whenever it's coming down, humans are paying with their blood. Whenever it's going up, aliens are paying with their blood. Okay, done with the joke. Now let's come back to business. I hope you feel refreshed already. Okay, so speaking of business, this has dropped far too long, but I know crypto does not respect conventional trading style. Like, look at this. Look at how it was ripping. Look at this. Look how it was ripping. You understand? Just shredded, man. Just kept. So certainly, this is what I'm looking at. I wonder who was just thinking of. I wonder who was thinking of. How would I put it? Buying Bitcoin when price had already shown us. It, for those of you who like doing head and shoulder, something like this. I know this is like a lopsided. Okay, it's not. It didn't go up this way, then come down. This is lopsided. Okay. Another way is that this has already broken this low, an anticipation that price should dip further. So let me tell you something most people will be scared of saying or telling themselves, but we just got to tell ourselves the truth. Okay? We just got to tell ourselves the truth. And what is the truth? Don't be alarmed if you see this dipping even to as low as 13, $14,000 per, like, for one Bitcoin, per Bitcoin. Okay? So if anyone tells you buy the dip, buy the dip. I was speaking with a dear friend yesterday. I was like, hey, if you had money, you would have bought crypto right now. See, the way crypto traders trade is not exactly the way currency traders trade. Unless you learned currency first, how to trade currency, then delved into Bitcoin. The Bitcoin guys believe that every dip is an indication to buy. But if you're a forex trader, you know that is so absolutely wrong. In fact, every dip is an opportunity to add on the dip to make it drop. Then when it gives you the indication, for instance, every dip is an opportunity to add for more dip. Then when it tells you, hey, I'm turning over, which is what people will call V formation, or break of market structure, BOS, break of structure, or trend line break, come for retest, then kaboom, go to the upside. Depending on how you want to look at it. You see, just this particular image has different strategies that I just spoke about. Looking at it from trend line, looking at it from breakout structure, looking at it like lopsided V formation, then wait for test one, test two before you do what? Go up. All of these are influenced. Then you have to also gauge the momentum of the buyers versus the retracement, the sellers momentum. Whoa, I just love Forex, man. This is a lady who will never break your heart. So far as you got your eyes just stuck on her. Or should I say at her? I think on her will be better. So let's do this together. Don't be scared if Bitcoin dips to 14,000, just like I said, 14,000. Those of you who are waiting for Bitcoin to go as high as $100,000, well, hmm, keep singing R. Kelly song, I Believe I Can Fly. Perhaps you will someday, but not today, certainly. Okay, so please, what I'm trying to say is don't buy the dip anymore. And if you're holding, well, I hope you have a floater with you so you don't sink, or a life vest, or a life jacket. Okay, and hope sharks or whales don't come to bite you from under. So this is gonna dip. If you see any retracement, please don't think that the buyers are fully coming. Even sellers see retracement. Those who are professional traders can take counter trend buys. then anticipate for sales to retest the low, whatever where the low would be. Okay, so for Bitcoin, what I'm trying to say in hindsight is it has dipped, okay, and it has dipped. I'm looking for potential sales below here. Let me use this horizontal line. Potential sales, no, this won't do me justice. Below this zone, okay. Potential sales below this zone. So this is what I'm looking at. If this breaks this low, I'll be anticipating sales, okay. Then perhaps take some counter trend buys above this zone. Let me check something quickly. Just a moment. Okay, so based on what I'm seeing here, this got some very big supply zone. Very big, which is why check. This candle came up, squeezed. This bullish candle is coming up, squeezed. So Bitcoin didn't give us much yesterday. Therefore, yesterday, yeah, it gave us 1% to the T, then rejected. But as you can see, it has not actually taken us out. But my 1% was fulfilled. I mean, for those who were holding 20%, would have even been taken out because they will bring their stop loss to break even. So what I'm looking at is take buys inside of these counter trend buys because we are actually in sellers territory. Okay, we are actually in sellers territory. So so um better buys will be above here, but counter trend buys could be inside of here, then sells will be below here. So this is Z1 in the direction of the trend, Z2A for counter trend, Z2B for not counter in the direction. But even if you're taking this bigger counter trend, I want you to know that we are in generally sellers territory. The bigger boys, the whales are not done with their sales. So I'm going to stop here for now and open the floor for questions. Okay, so for those who are not live, now you expect the video. I'll try to upload it immediately. Okay, it takes time to upload, but expect the mail coming. So digest, eat, regurgitate, and eat again until you have excreted every tiny minute nutrient out of this meal. Okay, peace. And more important is that don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button after that. Let's do that for the YouTube gods, the algorithm. So subscribe, hit the notification button, then comment so that ask me your questions or show appreciation for giving you peace of my mind free of charge. Okay, that's all I ask. SNC. Subscribe, hit the notification button, comment, then like, certainly, because I'm sure this is loaded. Okay, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to learn what will make you financially free. Okay, bye for now. Peace.